Welcome to Chuck Builds. This is a video series where I'm doing my smart home from scratch all over again. I've recently moved from Dallas to Tampa, and I'm setting everything up so you can follow along, learn something new, or just plain copy me. In this video, we're doing smart thermostats. I have two Ecobee thermostats that I've just installed. I'm going to show you how I installed them right now, and then we'll come back and set it up inside of Home Assistant. All right, so we are replacing the upstairs thermostat with an Ecobee Premium from eBay. I saved a bundle, so highly recommend checking out eBay for these types of products. We have a Honeywell Home here, and we're just going to start by pulling it off the wall. There's a button up here to press and release, and we get the panel off. And we're going to take a picture here to make sure we don't lose track of anything. First thing we're going to do is loosen up all these wires in here. So we'll disconnect the wires after taking a picture. And then we'll remove this from the wall. Just kind of ease these wires out. I think I'm going to put it right here to cover up the most of this damage. It looks like there's still a wire in there that's just been cut off. But I can kind of cover these up, and then I'll fill this later and kind of repaint around it. So we'll just pull that drywall anchor out, and I'm using some lightweight spackle just to fill this in. There's a bubble level at the bottom to help us out. Looks like we got a stud on that one, which is fine. We just won't use the drywall anchor. So be careful hammering. Gonna come through and do a very light layer of paint. And we're gonna find our two holes. All right, so now we're going to plug in our wires. Now we've mounted the wall plates, and we're going to reference the photo we took earlier to make sure that we match them like it was before. And we're going to have to trim some of these, I think, to get them to fit correctly. So we're going to start in just the top left with G for green. And this one's not too long, and just trim it flat. And these wires are pretty bendy, but don't bend them too much because they can break. And then we'll just push it all the way in there and make sure that that tab stays depressed, that it's got it. So make sure that all of our colors are grabbed and their little tabs are still depressed. Once you have your wires in place, you're going to take your thermostat and you're going to line up this bump up here with this indent right here and make sure these pins line up into these holes. You can kind of look at it from the side, but it should, for the most part, self-index, and it'll say hi. So let's get started. I'm a homeowner. All right, this video is off the rails officially from what I intended to come out and do. I was going to show you how to install an Ecobee and set up in Home Assistant. When you add the Ecobee integration, it needs an API key, and they're no longer giving out API keys. I did not realize that, so I deleted my Ecobee API key on video, thinking I was going to be starting from scratch and walking you through creating the key, only to find out it doesn't work anymore, and now I've just deleted my API key for nothing. So I'll revoke it. Why not?
I immediately regret this decision.
Fortunately, Ecobee is still available on Home Assistant using a HomeKit device. But when you set up a HomeKit device, you need something called ZeroConfig or ZeroConf. And we need to add that to our configuration YAML. Now, there's not a super easy way to edit your configuration YAML from inside of Home Assistant. So we're going to have to install a tool called FileEditor. And we're going to go to Settings, and then Add-ons, and then Add-on Store, and we'll search for it. I'm sure it was right in front of us, FileEditor, and we'll click install. We don't need it to start on boot or start if it crashes, but I do think it's convenient to have it in the sidebar so I don't forget that it's there. We'll start it up, and once it's started, we'll click Open Web UI, and we're going to click this little file for Browse File System, and we're going to go to configuration.yaml. And this is your like king file for Home Assistant. You used to really need to make a lot of changes here, but the Home Assistant front end has gotten so good, you really don't need to. What we need to add here is the zero configuration networking, which is just ZeroConf with a colon. We'll hit save, and then we'll go to settings, and we'll do a quick Home Assistant restart. All right, now that Home Assistant's starting back up, we'll go to integrations. And right away, we can see a few more devices on the network that are HomeKit devices. And this is our thermostats. So I'm going to click add, and let's go get our key from the downstairs thermostat, guest room sensor, and then office sensor, finish. So we've got one there, and we'll go back to integrations and add the other. So we have two HomeKit devices. And where I wanted to go with this video 10 minutes ago was I wanted to put a section for it right here. Oh, look, my map loaded. That's great. We'll go to HACS Home Assistant Community Store, and we're going to search for simple thermostat. Ooh, I don't know what this is. That's not what I was expecting. Unbelievable. This video is just going so south on me. The thermostat hack style that I used on my previous dashboard that I quite liked, it's been removed from HACS today, like hours ago. It's been flagged for removal May 13th, and then today it was removed. Just as I go to use it. What is happening? Oh, there's a guy on GitHub called Nick Dose who added it to HACS, and we have to add him as a repository, I believe. So we'll go to HACS, and then we'll come up to custom repositories. So we'll take his GitHub repository, put it here, and do it as a dashboard, and it creates a repo. Now if we refresh, hopefully we can now search simple thermostat. Oh my goodness, it's there. So he earned himself a copy on that one. We'll click download, click reload. We come back over here. We're going to go to our little pencil icon. Then we'll go to a plus icon. We'll just type entities, plural. We want two of these. So we'll go to show code editor, and under entities, we're going to delete these. Type custom simple thermostat entity climate upstairs. I'm going to copy this whole thing, climate downstairs. And if you don't want to see these buttons down here, I probably will never take this off of cool. We're going to do enter, do control, false. Do that twice. And we have our thermostat, and I actually have it twice. So let's switch to downstairs, up and down. It's not so bad. Click done there. Actually, let's get rid of this new section bowl. New section, remove new section, click done. And we are slowly crawling back to where we once were on our dashboard. This was a bear. I don't know how I'm going to edit this. I've recorded for like 40 minutes and we had everything go wrong. We lost our API key. HomeKit wasn't working at first. I had to do ZeroConf, and then the freaking dashboard item for the thermostat stopped working too. This is like, oh, I never have this many issues with Home Assistant. And it's not even Home Assistant's fault. This is all third party. Crazy. This is going to suck to edit. My God.